Hello, myself Kartika, and today I'm gonna explain about Swagger tool, which is used for the software construction and maintenance. And the Swagger is a popular tool used in the software construction and maintenance, particularly for the documentation and working with the RESTful API, which is an application programming interface. It helps the developers design, document, and test the APIs effectively. Here are how the Swagger is used in the software development and maintenance process. API designs. API designs allows the developers to using the open specification, formally known as a Swagger specification. The specification is a machine a readable format that describes the structures of the API, including the including the endpoints, a request and request and response formats and authentication methods and more. API design is a crucial step in the software construction as it defines how the different components and of the software communicates. And the next point is interactive documentation. One of the primary features of the Swagger is the ability to generate the interactive API documentations automatically. The Swagger UI internet provides its user-friendly web interface that allows the developers and users to explore and test the API design directly in the documentation. The documentation includes the descriptions and next, there are some other is called as code generations, testing, and validation in marketing. Next, the first is the code generation. The code generations provides the Swagger to server the code in the various programming languages based on the API specification. This feature stabilize the development process by providing the foundation for the building server side. And the next is the testing. The testing is a Swagger tool like a Swagger inspector provide the testing capabilities that allow the developers to send the request to the API, which is an application process interface, and receive the response. This is helpful during the construction phase for the ensuring that the API functions as expected. It can also be used in maintaining the API by verifying that changes do not break the existing functionalities. And the next is the validation and mocking. Swagger validate the incoming API and requests and responses against the defined needs. And then next it goes to the vision control integration with development tools. Next to security, continuous maintenance. These are the Swagger tools. Next Swagger, the vision control. The Swagger applications can be based using the vision control system like Pointer. Next integration with the development tools. Swagger integration with the various development tools, including the code editors and IGI. Mm, IDI to the provide the automatable syntax checking and other features that enhance the development and maintenance the process. And then the security and continuous maintenance. The continuous maintenance is a software involves the Swagger specification should be updated to reflect the changes to the API. Then the clients can adapt to the changes in the API. Next, it goes to the overall what is the Swagger. It means Swagger is available to the both the software constructions and the maintenance as well as the API, which is the application program interface, simplifies the documentation, aids in testing and validation and facility and collaborations among the developers and the stakeholders. It is particularly well suited for the projects that involve the RESTful API and benefit from the interactive documentation and the code generating capabilities. Next, it goes to the application programming interface document. What's an application programming interface document? The tools or the software tools that develop the developers to create and manage the documentation for the API. These tools can help the developers to understand and use the API correctly, and they can also help us to keep the API documentation up to date, which is very useful for the application programming languages. Next, API documentation is important for the software construction understand the purpose and functionality of the APIs, learn how to use the API to develop the software applications, identify and troubleshoot the problems of the APIs, and keep up to the date with changes to the API. Next, the API documentation tools are also useful for the software maintenance, and because they can help the developers to keep the API, which is an application programming interface, documentation up to the date. This is important because API often updated to add the new features and fix the bugs. Next, it's gonna be here are the some of the benefits for using the API documentation in the software construction and maintenance. Here it is the first benefit of using Swagger application programming interface in software construction maintenance is improve the development productivity, and it will be improving the developing productivity. API documentation tools can help the developers to understand and run APIs more quickly and easily. This can lead to the improved developer productivity and shorten the development times. Next, the second the benefits are the reduced errors. It will be reducing the errors, and the API documentation. The tools can help the developers to identify and troubleshoot the problems the API will more easily. This can lead to the reductions in the errors and bugs in the software application. Next, it goes to the improvement communications. These API automation tools can help the developers to communicate with each other to move effectively about APIs. This is an important collaboration development project. Next, the last and final is reduced maintenance costs. API documentation tools can help to reduce the cost of the software maintenance by making it easier to develop to keep up the date and no changes in the API. Okay, these are the benefits of the API applications, and what the Swagger is very useful tool for the software construction maintenance, and helps the software to maintain, and it will be very helpful. And thank you for listening.